take a pause. All right. So first of all, it is my honor to welcome all of you this morning to a wonderful meeting. I would say an educational session on productivity and time management. And before I begin, I would like to sincerely thank at least Ridhima, you, Chinkalji, and Prakash for consistently sharing the goals, sharing your progress, and developing a positive mindset. Again, I owe a big thanks because I feel like if I'm spending time and if you are taking interest and being an active learner, it gives me a lot of reason why not to help people. And for people who are not sharing, I would request them to be consistent with the process. So with that, we are here today for the next 30 minutes. I'm going to talk more about what is time management, what is productivity, how we can be better at time management, what productivity can lead us, and what are the 15 productivity hacks which I follow, and I'm sure if you follow, that will give you enormous success. So just get started, I wanted to put a disclaimer here. Don't consider this as a high pitch motivational speech. No, God, for God's sake, no. I don't believe in motivation. All I believe in inspiration and continuous learning, growth oriented mindset. And I'm pretty sure Chinkalji, Prakash, and Ridhima, you guys agree with me on that. So I also wanted you to be an active learner here for the next 30 minutes. Just participate, engage yourself, try to learn as much as you can, without holding a judgment like how the session is going to be, what I can expect from it. But let me tell you that you won't regret this 30 minutes of your life. Wow. That's good to see my friend Chinkalji. Ridhima, you can meet Chinkalji. She's a wonderful human being, and Prakash also. You can meet Prakash as well. She's very humble, and she's a good friend of mine. I really enjoy spending time with her. So yeah, coming to productivity and time management. So this morning, to be honest with you, I woke up at 7 a.m. and the first thought from my wife was, weekend में कौन उठता है? So no, like I told like the same thing. कुछ पागल लोग होते हैं. So
we are pagal category.
right, and then I moved on, in a different bedroom so that I can get ready and focus on what I have to deliver today, because I feel like it's not about 30 minutes. It is like 4 of us joining, so it is again 2 hours, and that's a good commitment of time. So when it comes to time management, right, let's talk straight. So what I personally feel is time management is life management. Time is directly proportional to your money, right? The money you earned is based upon the timing. And I myself and Chinkle, we work in US. So if you guys don't know, in US you get an hourly salary. You get paid for the hours you worked, not for the for 8 hours or entire month salary. If you don't work for like 2 hours, you won't get paid for it. So it's really important to understand. Maybe you guys may not be knowing that because you are in India, but that's the harsh reality. So I feel why time management is important, because time management is life management. That's the first thing. Second thing is time is directly proportional to money, right? And the third thing is, you might have heard this, I would say, like in millions of time and tide waits for none. Time and tide waits for none, but I feel we still waste a lot of our time. And that's the harsh reality. If I ask you this morning, or maybe Ridhima, it is end of day for you, or Prakash, how many of effective hours you have spent on yourself? I'm sure you may not have the answer at your fingertip right now, because we don't track time. We take it for a granted, right? So what I said is time management is life management. It is related to money, it is related to goals, right? It is related to productivity. So if you ask why I manage time, right, why I manage time well, So here is the thing, and this is for all of us, right? So Chinkaji ji is here in US. She was privileged, right, to be here, right, coming from India, and or myself, we are privileged. But to get this privilege, we work for it, right? So for example, today, if you waste 2 hours of your time, think about it. Okay, it does not make any difference. But if you waste 2 hours every day, at the end of year, how many hours you have wasted, right? And in this 2 hours, you could have gained some good skills that can give you a salary raise, right? That can make you wealthy, correct? So if you look at the long term, right, that's where it will give you the perception of how time management is important. So that it's really good to understand first is why we should manage the time, right? If you understand that, for example, if you ask me, Ajay, why you are getting up early 7 a.m. today? Because I know that I have goals to work on. I know that what kind of examples I want to set, what kind of legacy I want to live. So that's why I was discussing with Chinkal the other day, right? That you can take a horse, right, to a river, but you can't make them drink water. That's true, right? Today, you guys have came to a river right now. But again, it will be your choice to either drink water or not. To drink water, what I meant, it is a metaphor. What I mean is water here is success. So I brought you on this platform to help you to become succeed. But again, whether you will implement this idea or not is again up to you. Make sense? For example, for Chinkalji, right, she's a successful developer, but still she felt like, in some areas of life, she's kind of like laid back. I would say she is very comfortable. So she wanted to challenge herself and come out of the comfort zone so that she can have enormous success. So these should be the great reason for you to consider time management. Again, let me tell you a small story on how my time management began. So I started my career in US. I worked in India, but when I moved here in this country way back around in 2015, right? So in 2016, Chinkalji, you can relate when you are in a first job, right? A lot of things are going on in your mind. And I was coming from a different country. Being an Indian, getting accepted in a foreign country is really difficult, that we know in a different culture. So I was really struggling with time management. What I did, I had a friend, American friend. I asked her, hey, look, I'm struggling with time. Can you help me? She was like, yes, I will help you. Why can't you follow a Google Calendar? She told me to follow a Google Calendar. Trust me, guys, it has been 7 years. I'm doing it consistently. One few days I miss, but again, it has become a habit. So knowing a success secret does not matter. How much you implement, that matters in the long run. So that those should be the great motivation for you to become a better time management. So why you manage the time, you understood right now. Now the question is, again, what is time management? Maybe I will ask Chinkalji, what do you think? What is time management and what is productivity according to you?
To me, time management is when I set a daily goal, as you have helped me set up that habit daily. If I am able to achieve that even 90% or 100%, that is my thing. And one thing I learned from you is time management is in long run, you will see like, compound effects of it.
Yes.
So that is growth for me. So that's very important for me.
Awesome. Anybody else want to add anything to what Chinkalji has said about time management? And there is no right and wrong answer. Whatever you feel about time management, please feel free to share. Anybody?
And one more habit that I would like to share here. You have asked me to write down my hourly, how my hour is spent, and that has helped me give insight on how much amount of time I spend on TV or social media. Guys, I waste my time. Like I would not sleep on time, but I would waste my time on TV and social media. So that's me. So now because of Ajay's help with the hourly your habit tracking or time tracking has helped me look into how much I could have pre-planned and rather invested the same time that I'm wasting somewhere else, somewhere productively. So that's the biggest point, another point that I have learned from here.
Awesome. Thanks, Chinkalji. So I think these are all great answers. Anybody wanted to add anything? Again, these are all great answers, Chinkalji. As you mentioned, time management is all about, if I'm setting a goal, where if I'm able to achieve 80 or 90%, I'm doing great time management, because there are some factors you can't control, right? You plan to finish your work at 5, right? But some days you get some urgent requirement where you have to, finish your timelines. That's okay. That should not be a hindrance for not setting not making goals, or, not setting your time really well. Again, when it comes to how to manage your time better, right? How we can be a better time manager. So as Chinkalji has mentioned, right? So the first step, like I follow 15 techniques for time management. So these are all 15 great techniques, and these are all tested. So I don't recommend, or I don't endorse something which I have not used, first of all. So for example, I don't want to give you something which I don't believe in, right? It is of no use, selling on some ideas which I don't use it, because I don't want to be a fake person, or I just want to add value, right? So to add value, I have to be honest and practice integrity with you. So these are all 15 time management techniques which I want to share with you, and I will go one by one. And again, trust me, if you don't understand any of these techniques, please stop me and let me know that I didn't understand. I will repeat again, guys, because like I feel like, you should be able to understand this and practice it. So the first thing in time management, first time management technique is awareness, right? Or measurement. So if I ask you today, let's say if I ask Chinkalji today that, hey, look, how much money you want to earn, right? Or how much wealth you want to accumulate, right? So first thing, she has to make a measurement, how much she have currently, how much bank balance she has currently, what are the fixed asset or moving asset, right? What are the liquid funds she has got. So the first step in making any changes, so for example, if you want to be a better time manager, you have to understand and be aware where you are spending time right now, correct? So that is the number one thing. And how you can do it, at Chinkalji, how you are doing it, can you share it with the group? Like how you are how you are aware of with your timings, what you do, how you are measuring your time.
So as I said, as I told you, like, now I have started writing since morning to night how I spend my hour.
Right.
And I have other than, like, improving my professional skills, I have a spiritual goals, and I have a health goals. So with time management, I'm at least able to see my time clearly and see, okay, now this is the time I have wasted this much time, like
Right.
this much after work 2 hours has been passed. Now it's time to stop everything and go to gym. And
Exactly.
now it's and as you help, I have set a Google Calendar also, that's helping me track down, okay, now it's time. When the timer comes off, it
Hmm.
reminds me of to like stop something and go meditate or go sleep or something. So that's
Definitely.
how I'm tracking my time.
Exactly. So to just give you background, like what Chinkalji has said, I asked her to write what she is doing at every hours in next 24 hours. I have pasted here in the chat what I did so far. Now it is 9:46 a.m. in US. I woke up at 7 a.m. and what I did. So I am aware about where I'm spending my time, whether I'm scrolling on a social media, or I'm learning something. I know, right? If I want to gain one more extra hour, right, I have to know where I'm spending my time. And this is again a small practice, but it is a game changer. It is definitely a game changer. How this will come, you have to practice this at least for 1 month, whether you like it or not, but you have to practice it. So that's the time management technique one. Second is, again, I have said fundamentals will never change in life, right? Fundamentals are never going to change. So three things in second point: daily goals, weekly goals, and monthly goals. As simple as that. Daily goals, weekly goals, and monthly goals. So for example, when you talk about daily goals, right? So for example, let's say that I will give you my example, because like I know my life better. So let's say that if I want to be a millionaire, right? So I need to have $1 million, right? For that, it does not matter that whether you have $1 million or not at this point, whether you have the right mindset or not, that matters a lot, right? So to earn that amount, what I have to do, how I can earn that amount? Through job, right? Through savings, through investment, right? By adding value. And how I will add value? When I write, right? That, okay, I am going to spend 2 hours today on, learning something new in technology, right? If I learn it for like next 1 month, then I can ask for like 15% salary hike, right? And it is like, again, I can switch a job and ask for a hike, right? So that will be my motivation to set daily goals. Again, small goals you can set, and all of us are doing it, right? Write down your goals, daily goals, and share it publicly. Very simple. Weekly goals, again, Chinkalji is doing, and a lot of us are learning right now. Again, when you share weekly goals, right, you know that these are the commitments I have to complete in a week, right? And if I do these commitments, I will grow personally and professionally. Monthly goals. I talked about we talked about monthly goals a lot, right? And Chinkalji, you can see right now the results of setting a monthly goal, that it is putting you pressure on you to, get Azure certification done, right? Or maybe be mindful about completing all the goals. This was not possible if you don't have the monthly goals. So again, very simple, but very effective. The third thing, which I have always talked about, and I can vouch for it, is Google Calendar. It is free, absolutely free. You don't have to pay anything for the Google Calendar. But let me tell you, all the successful people on this world or on this planet are using Google Calendar. Be it Elon Musk or Bill Gates, everybody is using Google Calendar to manage their time. And Google Calendar can help you with your appointments management, right? Your schedule, a reminder. For example, if you want to drink 5 liters of water, right, you can set small reminders in that Google Calendar. It's very effective. It will tell you like, hey, look, now it is 9 a.m. it is time to join a meeting, right? So it will keep you accountable on, hey, look, these are all your commitments. You can write everything on Google Calendar. I have been using Google Calendar for 6 years. Last 6 years, it has given me a lot of good results, to be honest with you. And if you don't know how to use Google Calendar, no problem. I wrote a blog on that. You can go ahead and read that blog. That is the one thing you can do. And there are plenty of resources on internet where they talk about how to use Google Calendar. Maybe Chinkalji, can you talk about Google Calendar? Like, what is Google Calendar? You might be knowing, to just give idea to this group.
Sure. So Google Calendar, I use it for my better time management. Probably the best you can do is set up any task. Like I have set my task like take medicine at that time, do meditation at this time. Right. You can even set appointments with you and with your friends. Like, if we have to set something with Ajay ji or each other, we can right. block our time and send other person invite. So Google Calendar you can use for any task, any reminders, doctor appointments, meeting with other people, anything. So it's like it helps you with the time management.
Exactly. That is what I was looking for. Google Calendar is the best tool. Really works really well. It is absolutely free. It is definitely, you don't have to do all the calculation in mind. Like, keep your mind open and empty so that you can think about big ideas, not just thinking about whether I have taken a medicine or not. For that, you have great time management tools, right, which you can utilize. So that was my number 3. Number 4 is, I talked about it, and a lot of you might be knowing this. There is a technique called Pomodoro technique, right? And so anybody knows like what that technique is? Anybody in this group?
I think I've started reading about that, Ajayji, and I think first time I heard that word was from you. So I
Yes,
read something about it. It's like in an hour. It can be either 45 minutes or 1 hour, but you set up your time like you will be spending focused time for
correct.
this many minutes, and then you take a 5 minute or whatever break, and then you can restart like working, going back to focusing part, and then take a break. So if you keep giving that your brain this kind of training, like you gotta focus and then you can relax and come back, it
Hmm.
will like help you with productivity and probably focusing more on what needs to be done for people like
Abs-
me.
Absolutely great. Again, guys, I would like to say a big round of applause to Chinkalji for, articulating it really well. I mean, this is what I was looking for. You articulated it really well, that work for 50 minutes or 45 minutes focused, write on a piece of paper like these are the 3 goals I want to achieve for next 45 minutes, no other thoughts, no social media, no Instagram for 45 minutes. And then once you are done with 45 minutes, take a break of 5 minutes. In that 5 minutes, it's your choice whether you want to drink water, go outside of your room, stretch a little bit, whatever. But for that 5 minutes, you are not going to work. You are going to give your mind time to relax a little bit, you know, in so that you are again ready for your second Pomodoro. If you make like 4 or 5 Pomodoro within a day, then it's time for you to take 10 minutes break. That's how it works. Again, this is a very small time management technique. Great. Lot of time management gurus in this world, they vouch for this idea, they support this idea. I mean, if you guys know about Brian Tracy, I can't think anything better than him in time management and productivity. He's an awesome guy. I learned a lot of great things from his books, and I'm trying to implement those still. He talks about Pomodoro technique. So that was my fourth time management hack. Fifth time management hack is Parkinson law. Anybody know what Parkinson law is? Okay, so let me tell you, give you an example. Somebody has asked Elon Musk, right, that what makes you different? Right, and like what Elon Musk has achieved as a person, right? So somebody has asked me, like somebody has asked him that what makes you different. So he is like, I set goals for next 10 years. So one journalist asked, like, a lot of people does, right? How does it matter? So then he gave an answer which was very baffling to me. He told, I ask myself how I can complete that goal, 10 years goal in 1 year. That is the power. So what I want you to understand is what Parkinson laws says is the amount of time it will take to complete a work is that will depend upon you. If you set a timer that I want to finish this task in 1 hour, you can finish it in 1 hour. If you keep 3 hours, you will be able to finish it in 3 hours. So the moral of the story is, again, it matters is whether how much focused you are to complete that task. That is the Parkinson law, which was number 5 rule for me, time management, and it works great for me. Number 6 time management technique is, a lot of people, you might be knowing it. I call it as a creative procrastination, or 80-20 rule. Anybody has any idea about 80-20 rule, what that is? It is 80-20 rule, or maybe creative procrastination. No, not a problem. So both are related basically. So for example, let's say that myself or Chinkalji has set 5 goals for a day, and at the end of 7 p.m, right, or 8 p.m, we know that we are not going to complete these 5 goals. Correct. So now it's time for us to ask the question, out of these 5 goals, which are the goals which I can procrastinate, and which are the goals which I have to complete? So it is like, for example, if you ask me personally, right? So yesterday, I slept at around 1:30 or 2 p.m. I had a call with Asutosh where I wanted to mentor him. And after that, I slept. And this morning I had 2 choices, right? First to sleep over it, right? And spend time on a bed, enjoy my blanket. And the second choice was to get ready and prepare for this. I am great at presentation, I'm good public speaker, but at the same time, I never ever go without preparation, to be honest with you, because I respect your time more than me, because I know that if I fail today, right, it will not be fair to all of you guys who are trusting me and believing in me. Make sense? So that you have to keep that in mind. If you have 3 tasks, for example, watching TV for 1 hour, right, that is for entertainment, all of us does, talking to a friend over phone for like 30 minutes, right? And one task would be to just read 5 pages from a book. So if I were you, right, I would use creative procrastinate and read 5 pages from a book, because I know that that is important. If I don't talk to my friend today, right, for half an hour, nothing is going to change, right? I can talk to him tomorrow or day after tomorrow. So this creative procrastination works really well. You can apply on every task. Basically, we can talk about this in detail in one of the sessions, because there is a lot to it and we want to understand that. 7th, time management technique. So far good, right? Not we are not going too fast, right? So far good, right? Pace is good. All right. So the 7th time management hack I talk about is prepare thoroughly before you begin. So for example, they say if your preparation is good, right, your performance will be good. Correct? So what I mean by that is you should prepare thoroughly, whether it is a project, whether it is a marriage, whether it is a life, everywhere. If you prepare, your chances of successful is being so high. So what I mean by preparation is, right, so for example, when you have 5 tasks, ask yourself which task I want to complete first, right? Which is the task which I want to complete, which will make my other task easy. I call that as a preparing step. I do that every night before I go to bed. I write down all my tasks, that these are the 10 tasks I want to complete tomorrow morning. And if I wake up early morning, right, I'm not juggling, or I'm very clear about what I want to accomplish during this today, right? And today is the day where all the magic begins. So I request all of you to consider this 7th point as prepare thoroughly before you begin. So for example, when you are starting your work, keep all the everything, keep water on your desk, right? Keep all the sticky notes or a pen or a paper which you want to use. Make sure that you are prepared for everything throughout the day. That really helps with your productivity and time management. The 8th time management technique, what I call is one task at a time, single task, no multitasking. Multitasking's concept came from a computers. Computers are good at doing multitasking, not human beings. So when you are cooking your food, right, don't try to like read something or work. It is not like you should not be able to focus on both the tasks. So try to finish one task and then jump on to the next task. This is again a simple technique, works really well. 9th time management technique, I call it as a requirement list. Make a requirement list. So here is the thing, Chinkalji, you remember we were talking about the other day, right? When I told you that today you are working for Kroger, right? But you don't want to work for like whole life for Kroger, right? I mean, you want to grow. Hi, Asutosh, good to see you. Yeah, so you don't want to, you want a growth oriented mindset. So in life, if you want to achieve bigger thing, you have to give up on a smaller thing. So it does not matter whether how many tasks you do. All it matters is what you leave, right? So in life, sometimes you have to leave something to achieve bigger things, right? So for example, when I moved in this country maybe 7 years back, I left a lot of things, right? A comfortable life, my nice family, right? But today I have everything what can make them proud, and or what can make me proud, right? I can support them really well. I can educate them, I can invite them here, and I have a great life, right? But I that time I had to give up on some of the things which I was like very comfortable, right? In comfort zone. So that's why I say, like, every day prepare a requirement list. For example, these are the 5 tasks I want to do, and prepare a do not do list. I call it a limitations list. So for example, hey, I'm not going to use social media from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. today. Very simple commitment, right? So, and after 5 p.m. I can use it for half an hour if I feel like, if I have to interact. So that was my 9th time management technique, which I wanted to share with all of you. The 10th time management technique, which I wanted to share it with you: try to invest some money in yourself. So when you're working from home, right, try to have a comfortable chair, try to have a comfortable desk where you can focus, make your work space really aesthetic. I'm somebody who believes in creativity. I'm somebody who is an artist. I feel I give art is my way to give the life, so I request you to invest some money, make your workspace really decorative, and keep it really neat. It really helps. If you have a clean space, your mind will focus more, your ideas will flow, right? So I want all of you to just invest some money in buying a good chair or a desk for your work and make it really nice. That was the 10th thing I wanted to share. The 11th thing which I wanted to share with all of you is, if you want to practice multitasking, try to do batching. So there is a difference between batching and multitasking. So let's say that I have to go to today Kroger to buy a grocery, right? So on the way, I can go to Walgreens and get medicine for my wife, right? Or myself, right? And I can get an ice cream, right? So I can batch these 3 tasks. When I'm in a kitchen, right, I can put my clothes on a laundry. When I'm here in my personal space, right, I can just focus on my work, do some things. So you can batch similar tasks. So create a batch of similar tasks and do it at one time. So for example, okay, 5 p.m., like let's say that I'm going to hit workout, right? And there I can meet somebody, right? Get some social influence. So you have to keep that in mind. That really helps. Like batching, I follow a lot. The last but not the least, what I wanted you to focus on is divide your week into 3 days. So you will ask how I will do that. You have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So every day you can't be very productive. And if you do that, you will be really frustrated. So what I wanted you to do is decide some days where you want to focus. So for example, few days you want to, focus on your career. Few days you want to like just relax your mind and focus on your creativity, or maybe growth oriented mindset. So I call it best days, and then focus days and preparation days. So in focus days, I try to achieve a lot of tasks. And when it is a kind of rest day, that is where I come up with creative ideas